So there you go, YouTube started.
Alright, we're live.
Now we're live, so you can hit us with the theme music in.
1.
Whenever you're ready.
Let's rock and roll.
Off we go.
Pretty good memories every time we hear it.
The only memory I have, I think it was the red shit.
Is it white? And now the shade of the gray. Yeah.
We'll have to talk about this and work on this year.
Without a doubt, Chelsea's going to take a t-shirt. Chelsea's going to take a t-shirt. Nothing else. Just straight blue. Thank you, Nike.
I saw one there. It looks like from it. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, we were talking during that, and if you were listening, I hope you enjoyed it. Welcome to Red vs Blue Soccer 360. I'm your host Paul, a huge Man United fan, as you might be able to tell, and this is Michael.
Huge Chelsea fan. I don't have the jersey, but the blue is here.
There you go. So you've still got the red, you've still got the blue.
Yes.
So this week it's quite a big show. Obviously the Premier League starts this weekend. It's a huge show. We want to talk a bit about the transfers that have happened, players to watch out for, our predictions for the season, our predictions for this coming weekend. So we've got quite a lot to cover this week. It's going to be quite an interesting show. I hope you stick with us, and we are going to be drinking and smoking throughout.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's a
Occasionally-
staple of the show.
And that's a taxi, by the way.
Yeah.
Occasionally, one of us might disappear for 2 minutes. If they do, the other person will hopefully keep you occupied.
Yeah, we'll talk about something.
So, straight away, we'll go over the past and then we'll finish with the future. So, we're going to start with the Community Shield.
Yes, we will.
What did you think? First of the game, then of the penalties.
Okay. First, yes, we'll get to ABBA soon enough. Not the band, the format. The match, the first 30 minutes reminded me of the first 30 minutes of the FA Cup final, honestly. It was the same exact match. It was Arsenal going forward, looking dangerous, Chelsea looking completely uninterested. Arsenal didn't score then. Chelsea decided to play a little bit for the last 15 minutes of the first half.
After 25 minutes, I honestly thought you were just going to get beat in regular time.
Yes, as did I. I thought it was going to end up being 2-1. I thought Arsenal was going to get one before halftime, get one early in the second half. Chelsea was going to get one back, and that was going to be it. But and then the first 5 minutes of the second half, Chelsea came out and played amazing. Amazing. And it was just the 5 minutes, and they got the goal, and then it was back to, I don't know, we're going to play defensive and try to counterattack, and that's the only solution we have. That's the way it felt. It was frustrating as a fan. And then we had the red card, which was debatable. I mean, it was studs up from behind, so I understand.
Yeah, it was. At the same time, I've seen them. I expected the commentary team over here in America, I don't know if it was the same in England, but the commentary team expected a yellow. I think we were texting at the time and you expected a yellow.
Yeah, you did as
and
well.
that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
That started off with stuff, but everybody expected a yellow and then this red just came out of nowhere. And I think maybe the ref might have realised the severity of the tackle afterwards. I think initially, the ref would have gone for it because it took him a while to bring the red out.
It did. Well, and that was partially because Pedro and Elneny both were on the ground.
So I think the ref's instincts, if the ref turned around now and said, right, being honest, I think he would have just given a yellow initially.
Yeah.
But I think after he realised, hang on, he scraped the back of his Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a good view of it as well. You saw in the replay that he blatantly saw the tackle. So. And
it was bad, but a red.
In the Community Shield,
there was no intent there.
In the Premier League, maybe, but in the Community Shield, it's a
to me,
preseason.
a red card also needs to have
Intent.
a level of intent. Not 100% right, I'm going to break your leg, but just a level of intent. And I don't think that's every Pedro.
Yeah, that's what.
It's just sloppy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. It was a sloppy tackle. He was late, and that's what it was. It wasn't. He was not trying to be malicious at all. But and then the red card, and then Kolasinac got on the end of a good cross.
Immediately.
Yeah, it was a great delivery. It was a great ball, and the new man Rudiger lost him just like that, right off the bat.
And I think that's where adapting to an early. You've got to realise they're coming in that I'm not going to adapt to this in 5 minutes, and I think that might have been Rudiger's wake-up goal.
I hope so. I truly do. The fact that he got in and not Bakayoko has me concerned about Bakayoko, honestly, because I thought I was going to see him, and I was looking forward to that. But I don't know. We'll see going forward. Arsenal. Well, I guess we can go to the penalties now.
Then they held out and it went to penalties.
It went to penalties, and then we had the new format.
Which is fucking awful.
Yeah.
As a spectator, I'm going to be completely, frankly honest. I have no justification for it being awful. I personally just found it shit to watch. It didn't inspire the same tension. It was awful as a spectator.
I would agree.
It's like, right, I prefer 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It was so, the tension was there. And now you've got, right, so this guy's taking it, and then he gets to take one, and then we'll switch over to, and it wasn't there. It felt more like something that did belong just in the Community Shield, nowhere else. It felt like a friendly idea as opposed to a competitive idea.
I would agree. And
The one thing I would say is the penalties that were scored
by Arsenal,
by anybody.
yeah.
The penalties that were scored by anybody, it wouldn't have mattered what format they were shot in.
No.
I don't know if...
Except for Monreal. He was the only one that left it a little inside. If Courtois would have guessed the right way, he could have stopped it. That was the only one.
Yeah.
The rest, 4 out of 5 Arsenal penalties were unstoppable.
Fucking fantastic.
Nobody, no goalie in the
I don't
history
know
of the
what
world.
they've been doing, but
They were perfect.
yeah.
They were.
They
And,
need to basically teach England how to take penalties. That'd be the best thing Arsenal could do. If Arsenal turn around and said, right, we're going to teach England to take penalties, I'd be happy.
funny thing is, Paul, 2 of those 4 unstoppable ones were by
Fucking
English players.
It's like
Walcott
seriously.
and Chamberlain. Perfect penalties.
Oh.
Yeah, I was talking to my Arsenal friend Fritz about, because he didn't see the shootout, and he, for some reason, and if you're watching Fritz, you're getting a shout out right off the bat, man. He, for some reason, is all about this new format, and my whole argument
What's
was
the reasoning for it?
because it's new, I think, and my argument against it is it's not better, so why change it? It's not better, don't change it. If it were better, like, and that's why I said, he's like, oh, you're against change. I'm like, no, I'm not against change. Like, the goal line technology. Huge fan.
Yeah,
Because it improves the game.
exactly. If
ABBA does not.
I think we touched on this last week. If you've got an idea that changes the game in a better way, wonderful. We're all for it. If you've got to
100%.
change for the sake of having to change because you think it makes it slightly more fair, it's pointless. It doesn't make it more or less fair.
Well-
it doesn't.
I don't think the original format is unfair. You get a chance.
No, but the same. But because you go first, you know what you need to. You know what you need to do by the time you get to number 5.
That doesn't matter.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
If you want to make it fair, it's a case of right. One team has penalties at their end, and then everybody has to run to the other end of the pitch, and that team gets the penalty at their end.
Yeah.
Then it becomes fair
Yeah.
because you've not got 15,000 people screaming in your face.
I was going to say, you could do them simultaneously if you really want to make it
So,
fair.
there you go. There's a lot of ways to make it fair. They're all shit, but not as shit as ABBA.
No. Well, and a perfect example of that is a lot of squads like to use their keepers because their keepers are great with their feet. And Chelsea did that.
I've never seen a keeper take a second penalty.
No, that was quite early. But it was a second penalty after he had to try to stop 2 penalty shots.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was not ready at all. And if it was just one shot, I guarantee it would have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
He had to go back to back. He was probably a little out of breath. He's a little flustered because he just guessed wrong twice. Now he's got to get up there and take a penalty. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's just
That
dumb.
should not have.
No,
I don't like it.
I hope it does not continue. Let's just put it that way. I hope it goes nowhere fast.
So I think that's us wrapping up the Community Shield.
Now we get into Super Cup
Super Cup.
today. I did not watch
Unfortunately,
any of it.
we were both working. We both worked through the entire game. Over here in America, obviously, it's 2:45 when the game kicked off. I managed to catch glimpses every now and then, and personally, I'm quite impressed with Valencia from what I saw. I was quite impressed with United. What I wasn't impressed with was BBC's match report. BBC's match report, I think the headline was Clase Real destroy United, and it's like, but the reason why is described in the first fucking 2 lines of the article. The first 2 lines of Real Madrid started with the team that won the Champions League minus Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So basically, you've got a team that have just won the Champions League.
Yeah.
They've substituted Ronaldo for Bale, which is not a bad substitution.
No, that's pretty
And then
close.
they've just managed to beat your team 2-1. Now, obviously, I am a United fan, but when you read the BBC article in its entirety, they go on about how Real was so much better, how United never stood a chance, how United looked inferior. It's like United, they've just made 3 big signings. They are trying to gel together.
Yeah.
This is a team in progress.
Yeah.
Real is a team that's been established now for 2 or 3 years. If the result was any different, everybody would just be, what the fuck has just happened?
Yeah. What's wrong with Real? They wouldn't say United looks great. They would say, what's wrong with Real?
It would have just been a case of what has just happened.
Yeah.
Because it's not expected. So for BBC to focus so much on that Real were dominant, it's like we all knew they'd be dominant.
Yeah.
They're a team that's been playing together for so fucking long.
Yeah. They're starting 11 minus Ronaldo. I mean, seriously. Yeah. 2 years straight of the same.
It was a ridiculous article, and I'll say I've no qualms with the result. Real Madrid play better. Everybody knew they would.
They're a better squad currently. And Mourinho, see, I read I read a lot of what he said after, and he's pretty much echoing what you're saying. And he centralized on the midfield, Cruz, Modric. And Casemiro.
Yeah. Modric ran that fucking game.
Doesn't he do that every time?
Yeah.
Seriously. Tottenham, Spurs, you dumb. You dumb.
If you'd have kept hold of him,
And Bale,
you'd have had 2 seasons in a row.
they would have won the Premier League title back to
You'd have
back.
had 2 titles in a row.
Bale and Modric, along with the rest of the squad they got. Oh my God, that's a dominant Premier League squad right there.
Yeah. So when you're looking to make money off your next big selling,
Dele Alli going to United, possibly. Throwing it out there.
just remember the fact that you could have won back-to-back titles.
They'd probably run away with them, in all honesty.
Oh yeah. If you still had Luka Modric and Gareth Bale at Spurs, that
Wow.
would just be frightening.
Yeah.
To be honest, Champions League.
Yeah, they would have. I guarantee they would have won one of them.
Yeah.
I bet they would have. Because Modric, he's the unsung hero of that Real squad.
If it weren't for, right, I know we can always go into hypotheticals, but if it wasn't for Messi and Ronaldo playing at the minute, I think people would just be screaming Modric for possible one of the greatest players
Yeah.
playing at the minute.
I mean, he just bosses that midfield.
The only reason they're not is because he's the only one that doesn't scream for attention,
No.
and he doesn't.
Well, he doesn't score
Messi's-
goals.
Yeah. No.
He does everything
Jesus
else.
Christ. Yeah.
Yes, he does everything.
He doesn't
else.
score goals, but he does the job.
Everything else
Except
better
safety.
than anybody else. He's the best midfielder at his position in the world, and has been for a while, and will probably continue to be for another couple of years. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, my takeaway from the Super Cup. It was a good game. I don't know. Again, because we were working today, and then I came home, spent time with my wife, and now we're starting this podcast. I've not really read much about it. Do you know if did Fellaini break his nose or?
I didn't see that part. I didn't read about that.
Because
I read about a
he
few other.
he got his shirt changed because
Yeah.
his shirt was covered in blood.
Yeah.
I've no idea what
They
else
weren't wearing the red today.
Oh, they were in the red.
It's blended in, blended in, blended in.
So I managed to catch that bit, but I didn't see what followed next. So when the podcast finishes, I'll update myself on the game today. But
Yeah,
I
we'll,
think-
we'll update it next week. We'll
I
throw
do
that
think
in there.
Fellaini carried on playing, so I don't think it's a season-threatening injury. But yeah, I think United, they held themselves well that night. They didn't get a hell of a lot of shots. Rashford scuffed a free kick, which could have put it at 2-2.
And I heard he also had a one-on-one with the keeper at one point, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. So, I mean, from what I've read, United held their own after a first half where they were pretty much dominated by Real.
Yeah.
But in the second half, they came back out and showed they're a quality squad. I think that's great for United going into the Premier League, and we'll get into predictions later, and that's going to tie in.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So now, topic 2, ins and outs.
Ins and outs. We got a long list here. We're gonna.
I think I'm going to let you take over on
Much-
this one, and I'll chip in every now and then.
Okay, we'll try to get through this as quickly as possible, because I tried to include every team. I apologize that we are going to focus mostly on probably the top half of the table. We'll dip into the bottom half occasionally, just for laughs, or if a squad's starting to make a move or something.
I think we'll have quite a few conversations about the bottom. So like my perspective there is, we might talk about the top quite a lot, we might talk about the bottom quite a lot, but I think the middle might just blend into.
I think that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty normal. Well, top 6, bottom 3 is probably going to get most of the conversation. That's fine. But I tried to include every squad with something. So we'll start alphabetical order. AFC Bournemouth, which is a squad that you and I are very high on this
That
year.
started smiling straight
I
away.
know.
I have a lot of time for Bournemouth this year.
You have a lot of time.
As you'll see from the table predictions we've got later on.
Yeah, you will see, and we'll throw it out there. They brought in Asmir Begovic, which is a great keeper. He was great with Stoke, sat on the bench with Chelsea. Chelsea made a good move in selling him for, I believe, more than they bought him for. But it's a great move for Bournemouth, adding, is he probably the 5th or 6th best keeper in the Premier League, honestly. They also brought in, which we both, Paul and I, think is the best signing, possibly, Jermaine Defoe.
I'd put that as my. I don't know if it's the best. I would put that as my favourite signing.
Yes, I would agree.
My favourite signing of the summer transfer window, Jermaine Defoe, without a doubt.
He's going to score goals.
Yeah,
He's going to score a lot.
For a team that attacks the way Bournemouth do, even though Bournemouth are a team that shouldn't be attacking, but do, and do it well.
Because of Eddie Howe,
and do it
their
well.
manager.
And I think Jermaine Defoe there has made the best decision of his career.
Yeah.
And
He's going to get on the World Cup squad for England.
oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, because he's going to score 15 goals this season.
Yeah.
And King, right next to him, is probably going to score 15 as well. And Bournemouth are going to surprise a lot of big clubs. They're going to beat up. When they play them at home, they're going to be
They're
scared.
going to upset a lot of people.
Yeah, they're going to. Hey, when Chelsea goes to Bournemouth, I'm not going to feel comfortable. Nobody's going to when they go there.
And
They
the
also-
third signing.
Nathan Ake, speaking of Chelsea, from Chelsea, a quality defender that proved it at Bournemouth and Watford back-to-back seasons, went back to Chelsea for the second half of last season and got some playing time. And that's their weak spot, Bournemouth, is their defense.
Yeah.
Not great at defense, but they added a quality left back. We'll go on to Arsenal, and I discussed this with Fritz earlier, the Arsenal fan that is a friend of mine. Kolasinac is a great signing.
Yeah.
For free. Cost $0.
Yep.
Nothing. Defender of the year in the Bundesliga last year.
You
No,
can take that for nothing.
nothing. I mean, Arsenal doesn't make a lot of signings, but that was a great one for them. And then we have Lacazette, who
Which
looked
I think that is a really good
quality
signing.
signing. Yes.
He looked stronger. He missed, obviously, a couple of opportunities
One
in
off
the
the
Community
post.
Shield.
Yeah.
That
But he
one
looked
off the
dangerous.
post.
But he looked dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Every time I was
I
like,
think you
damn.
give him 5 or 6 games, and it's a case of,
I look for him to score around 20
this is going to
goals.
be dangerous.
Yeah, he's going to score a lot of goals this year. And they have one notable out, Chesney, who's not been playing anyway, went to Juventus to be the backup to Buffon. Move on to a lower squad, Brighton and Hove Albion. I threw in a couple names here. Josh Kerr from Celtic. I know nothing about Josh Kerr, but I saw Celtic. And then Izzy Brown on loan from Chelsea. That's going to be a theme. A lot of Chelsea loans throughout the Premier League.
I think Chelsea just had loaning players more than banks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, once we get down to Chelsea, I only put 2 of their outs
I'm
because there's
looking
so
all
many
the way
players.
down here. All I see is loan Chelsea.
Loan Chelsea. Yes. There's a lot of
By the way,
those.
my notes are down here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can't remember it all. My memory's good, but it's not that good. On to Burnley, they brought in Jonathan Walters from Stoke, who is Mr. Hard Worker. He misses a lot of great opportunities, I swear, every time. He misses, like, great scoring chances with regularity, but he works really hard. Really hard. That's why he's perfect at Burnley. I really think he's a perfect signing for them. Because he's going to work his ass off.
They do work their ass off, Burnley.
Yeah.
You're
And
very good on that.
they also brought in Jack Cork from Swansea, who was supposedly has some upside. I don't think Swansea saw it, so they got rid of him. Maybe Burnley with Sam Dyche.
Bring it out.
Or Sean, sorry. And how do you say it? Dyke.
I don't know who's right there. I have a feeling you're right.
Well, I mean, the way it's spelled, in America we would say Dyche, but
Yeah. I have a feeling you're right, but this is just the way I personally say it. But it's definitely Sean, not Sam.
the best one of Burnley, though, is the guy that went out.
Joey Barton.
I put him on just for you. Go ahead, Paul. Any thoughts about Joey Barton?
He's his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I don't like the guy, but I don't actually. No, I don't like the guy.
Yeah. All right.
It's just a case of no. Just know what you're good at, which is football, and keep your fucking mouth shut. If you are a dick, someone then, and I can't entirely blame Joey Barton. Somebody needs to grab hold of Joey Barton, come to one side and say, get off Twitter, stop gambling, and just stop being a dick in the public eye. And then you might make some money as a footballer.
Yeah, because he wasn't a bad midfielder.
No, it wasn't great. It wasn't awful, but it was a mid-range, mid-table midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
Now we're saying was because
he's done.
He's not going to come back. No one's going to bring him back, and it is entirely his own fault. It's like you look at great players like Paul Gascoigne, who have failed by their own faults, but they've had addictions and things like that. Joey Barton has failed purely by being a literal little dick.
By being Joey Barton.
Yeah,
24/7. He can't turn it off.
Basically, you've just got angry little man syndrome. Off your top. And that's Joey Barton, and for me, no. I'd like to say something nice about him, and the best I can say is he could have been a good footballer, but I just think Joey Barton was his own worst enemy, and the people around Joey Barton never turned around and said, Joey, stop being a cunt. Play football.
Yeah.
That's about the best I can say about him.
Yeah. He could have been a quality Premier League footballer. Instead, he's going to be known for his antics.
He could have
instead
been
of his football.
You know, he could have been settled in a mid-table squad.
I think he could have been like Gareth Barry level.
Yeah.
At his highest point, where he's a completely respectable midfielder who played on some quality Premier League squads.
People remember him for having a good game, being a good, solid player.
Yeah. Providing,
Instead, people just think, yeah, Joey Barton, what a dick.
What a dick. Oh, next we have Chelsea.
Your team.
Yes.
There we go.
Some good signings. Not as many as apparently Conte wants. We got Rudiger, who came in from Roma. Can
Slipped
play.
up at the weekend.
Yeah, he did not have a good start. He allowed that goal. He can play all 4 spots in the back line, though.
Yeah. Oh,
Apparently.
he's great buying.
I think for the future. He's 24. He's young.
He's going to need to settle in.
Yeah, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
And then you got Murata from Real.
I think that's your big buy.
It is.
I think towards the end of October, I think we'll see Murata hit his stride. I don't think we're going to see it immediately.
No.
But I think towards end of October, people might start thinking, shit, Chelsea have come in, they've got Murata.
Once he gets used to the system and the wingers start getting used to how to provide him with service or guys up the middle. Because, I mean, there were a couple times where he was able to hold up play, and there were a couple times where he completely muffed it. So, there's positives and negatives when it comes to his little bit of performance in Community Shield. We also had Bakayoko, who has not played yet. Still no idea. He was great for Monaco last season. Don't know what he's going to do this year. And then Caballero coming in as the backup keeper. Out, there are too many to name.
Well, once you go through those 2 minutes, I'm just going to pop to the refrigerator and I shall be straight back.
Alright. There are too many to name for Chelsea. I believe right now we have something about 20 loanees currently. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, which we'll get to with the next squad, who got loaned out to Crystal Palace. We also got rid of Nathan Ake to Bournemouth. Christian Atsu was sold to Newcastle. Quadrado was officially sold to Juventus, who was on loan with them last year. You also have Kurt Zuma, which we'll get to later, at Stoke City, who's out on loan. It's unfortunately an endless list with Chelsea, who deem it necessary, I guess, for financial reasons, to loan out quality young players and not necessarily keep them in the squad at any given point. Nathan Ake was brought back in January of last year. Got a little bit of squad time. I don't know if that was just to bump up his selling price or to actually see if he could be Chelsea level ready. I would have loved to have kept him on the squad for depth, because I think he could have been great in EFL and FA Cup, especially early rounds. I would love to have seen if he could have had the quality to make it to the final squad, to the number 1 squad at some point. We will never know. He's going to add quality to Bournemouth, bare minimum. So I think that was a great buy for them. And then I mentioned Loftus-Cheek, who also got in a few times in the number 1 squad for Chelsea. And now he's going to be on loan at Crystal Palace. Adding depth and quality to their midfield. And since we're on Crystal Palace, Loftus-Cheek is the one player I brought in there. And then they also have a new manager because Big Sam bailed out. So we got Frank de Boer in there.
Quite a fan of Frank de Boer. I remember him, obviously, from his playing days. I really used to like the guy. Whether he's going to take to management in the Premier League, I don't know.
It's going to be a
At
learning
the end of
curve.
the day, I think getting rid of Big Sam is not a bad idea for any team that's not Bolton. Obviously, he ruined Bolton. But
Yeah, but Big Sam, I don't know.
he's a big dick. Not has a big dick, but is a big dick. I'm not a fan of the guy.
He knows how to keep a squad up, though. If you're in
he
trouble,
can help around the Scrabble,
yeah,
you know, but
he can keep you out of relegation. I think that's his
Yeah.
role. Maybe he'll do it again this year. Maybe when Swansea is just teetering on the edge, he'll come in and keep them up.
yeah.
And their one big notable out would be Mandanda, who went back to Marseille, went back to France. I can't believe Mandanda even left in the first place.
Yeah.
He made no difference. He barely played. And he's a quality keeper, too, so I don't know why he left France.
I think that was one of those. Maybe your face just didn't fit, and
I yes, but I mean he's a quality keeper, and he just I don't know.
No, I'm just thinking that's pretty much all I can think of. Your face doesn't fit. I'm not going to play it.
Yeah,
You know,
I guess that's what Sam was thinking.
Di Maria.
Yeah, yeah, good
Perfect
example. Yeah, I would agree. And we'll move on to another club who made some great signings.
I'm glad I got back in time for this one.
Yeah,
because
well, I didn't even move on, man. I just went on about Chelsea for a little bit, just for your benefit, because I knew Everton was coming, and I didn't want to get there without you.
Sorry, I didn't want to put pressure
Oh,
on you.
no, you're good. So Everton brought in a lot of quality players.
Right. I think
First, Jordan Pickford.
I think we both agree that our favourite move so far in the transfer window is Defoe.
Yes.
I think we'd also agree that our favourite team of the transfer window so far,
Everton.
Everton.
Easily.
You know,
Easily.
do you look at it? As you say, Jordan Pickford, Klaassen,
David Klaassen,
Keane,
and then Wayne Rooney. You have two guys who were the captain of their squad that just got signed. Davy Klaassen, a very young and talented Ajax squad, which we saw in the Europa League final against United. They're very young, but they had, and that's your captain that you just brought into Everton. Michael Keane, who has massive upside at center defense, and Wayne Rooney, who is still got it, man. That's his first match. That 30-yard fucking, oh my. He's just like, hey, welcome back. I'm back,
the guy can
guys.
still play.
Yeah.
He's still solid. He will still help your team in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I think Everton have just had a fantastic transfer window.
And they have a few other guys that I didn't mention in here, or younger guys, I think more guys for the future, that could be quality guys that come in and give them a little something. They got Seamus Coleman coming back from the broken leg. They've got Schneiderlin, who they got from United last year, who's a quality midfielder.
The one thing I think Everton did better than any team I've seen is I've never seen a team lose a big star as well as Everton did. Because what Everton did was they didn't sell the star and then think, right, who can we bring in? Everton bought a lot of people and then sold the star, and all the supporters just sit around and it's like,
Okay.
yeah, we've just got all these.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Normally, if a team like Everton sell Lukaku, fans are screaming for the chairman's head, they're screaming for the manager's head. Fans go furious, and Everton handled that perfectly.
They did.
Everton were just like, no, we've got these 5. We're just about to sell him.
Yeah. And they did their business early.
Yeah.
They knew who they wanted, and they went out and got them early. And I guarantee the whole, the tipping point for them selling Lukaku to United versus Chelsea was Wayne Rooney. It's like, well, we know you got
Apparently, it never affected the sale, but it all happened within the same 5 days.
Come
Come
on. Like, we're the only other squad he'll ever play for in the Premier League, and we know he doesn't really want to go to China. So why don't you just give him to us? We'll give you Lukaku, and we'll both be happy.
That to me is like getting Rooney on free.
After selling your star striker for 75, that's we'll take 75 million and Rooney. Okay. Shake. You mean to write it down really quickly, and then on the outs, of course, Lukaku to United, and then also I put in Delafleur, who he played, I would say a lot, but he played pretty consistently. He has, I don't know, he's very flashy. I think he's perfect for La Liga. He had quality, but he went back to Barca, which I think is appropriate. We'll move on to
Huddersfield Town.
Huddersfield Town next. Yes, sir. Danny Williams. I put him in there just because he's an American, and I wanted to see him in the Premier League. I'm excited for him.
Quick segue. Sorry about this. What's Pulisic? Who's left about him?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Because he was there in the
I saw the
academy
article the other week.
while Klopp was there.
I saw the article the other week. But anyway, back to Huddersfield. We're not going to speak about Liverpool anymore.
Danny Williams.
Until we get to it.
Yeah, here
And then-
soon. Very soon. Danny Williams came from Reading, who Huddersfield Town beat in the final to see the last team go up, which is really appropriate. And I think Danny Williams will be a serviceable midfielder for a team like Huddersfield Town.
And I predicted Huddersfield over Reading.
You did, and I was upset, but then Danny Williams came up anyway, so I'm fine. I'm completely fine. Then you have Tom Ince. I just threw him in there because of his father, and he's always been floating around Premier League squads, but always in the Championship, and now he came up from Derby County.
That's one of those things where it's nice to see those two players in the Premiership.
Yeah.
I hope Huddersfield do stay up, mainly because I don't think a team that has never been in the Premiership before has managed it. That's why I rooted for Huddersfield last year. They've never been in the Premiership, and I just thought, yeah, it'd be nice if they did, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah, but they're not. They're going down.
They're not going to stay.
They're going down.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on to Leicester, who added a very good attacking option, Kelechi Iheanacho from City, who seemed like every time he got on the pitch, he made something happen.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say about Leicester is, I think your out column isn't anywhere near finished yet.
Oh yeah, Mahrez is gone at some point.
I think quite a few might be gone.
If they're going to do it, this year's the year to do it, to make money. They should have done it last year, but they didn't. They just sold Conte, which, thank you, by the way, he won the league for Chelsea. I just want to go ahead and applaud Chelsea for that move.
Yeah.
For $30 million. They won the league for $30 million. Yeah, especially this year. Especially this year.
I actually think that anybody who comes sniff. By the way, if the manager from any top team is listed, if you go and knock on Leicester's door, he'll sell you anyway.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
They also brought in Jakubovic, keeper from Hull City, who actually looked like a pretty quality keeper. He made a lot of really good saves. He kept them in a lot of matches they didn't deserve to be in, I think, as I remember from last season. But he's going to be a backup anyway, Schmeichel.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to stay in the Premier
I
League.
think Schmeichel's committed to Leicester, but I wouldn't be surprised if a big enough offer came in. But as I say, my predictions for Leicester is they're going to see far more outs than they are ins.
Really, in the last couple weeks.
During the last couple
All
of
right.
weeks. Yeah.
All right. Well, we will definitely keep that updated as we go.
I've not seen one rumour for Schmeichel yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Mahrez, Drinkwater, players like that. Somebody might be gullible enough to buy Vardy. I don't know.
I don't see the Drinkwater thing. I don't get that. I don't get it. I think he's perfect for Leicester.
He's perfect for Leicester. Do you not think he'd be perfect for Burnley?
That's another. All right. But I heard the rumor about Chelsea, and it just blows my mind.
The rumour about Chelsea, I just think, is
ridiculous. It's got to be ridiculous. It has to be.
It makes no sense.
What is he going to bring him in just to play in the EFL Cup and say I don't give a shit? I mean, that'd be about it.
That to me makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't.
But as I say, Burnley, Sean Dash, if you happen to be watching, I'm saying it the way he says it.
He would be perfect. Or Dyke. Whatever. It's one of the two.
And then we get to Scousers.
Paul's most hated squad. Liverpool.
We need some awful music.
Mhm.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll get there. We'll be more inventive as we go.
Fucking Liverpool.
So they brought in Mohamed Salah, which I really think is a quality signing, especially for the way that Jurgen Klopp likes to play.
Yeah, badly.
Super attacking. What's defense? That's the way he likes to. What defense? What's that? How's that? What does that word start with? Is that a D?
Yeah.
But he likes to score goals, so Mohamed Salah is a good signing for that. And they also brought in Dominic Solanke. By the way, I didn't put it in here, but he was free from Chelsea.
You're just giving plays away, you know.
Apparently, man, I don't understand. Why for free to Liverpool? God. And I have in outs here. Lucas Leiva went to Lazio, and apparently, as of today, it sounds like
Coutinho.
Philip Coutinho to
Goodbye.
Barcelona for £81.5 million.
So, and basically what you can add to that is goodbye Liverpool's title chances for £81.5 million.
Yep, for the next couple of years, just like when they sold Suarez, they're going to be 6 to 8 for the next 2 years because of that.
Just as a side note, anybody who is watching, if you jump on YouTube and just Google Hitler Suarez parody, fucking hilarious.
It is.
I guarantee there is
amazing.
going to be another one, probably in about a week when Coutinho
Coutinho
disappears.
And it will reference Suarez because it is the exact same scenario.
You know, it's like they're just on the cusp. It's like, right, we might be able to do this. We might be able to do this. I still don't think, even with Coutinho, I don't think Liverpool would win the Premiership. I think they might have hit second or third.
If they would have added Van Dijk, more cover in the midfield,
Yep.
and a quality striker.
Again, I'd say second or third.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But they would have had a shot.
But now they're just straight away shooting themselves in the foot. I couldn't be happier, personally.
Oh, I mean, I'm fine with it because they're a scary squad because they can score a shit ton of goals the way Jurgen Klopp likes to play, and they can, like when they beat Chelsea last year, 2-1. Like I could have seen that match be 4-1 the way they were playing with their attacking ability when they have Sadio Mane on that right side healthy, which is going to be for maybe 16, 17 matches next year. But you know, we'll get into that one later. Next up is Man City, which has a lot of ins and outs. I didn't put them all on here, but there are a lot on here.
This was just like...
Oh, I could have put so many more. So many
You
more.
could have put the Encyclopedia Britannica on this one.
They either sold, loaned, or released like 30 people.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. That list
I think-
was so long.
Pep was just like, right, I'm just going to call.
Yeah, well, he's like, it's my second season, so give me my damn team. So,
I
his
still
damn
don't think he's
team,
got it.
I don't think he's got it either, but his damn team starts the first signing, which I still think is going to be the most impactful of the four that he's signed so far, is Bernardo Silva. Because his upside is very high. He is high quality, high class. He's going to score goals. He's going to assist goals. I don't know where the hell he's going to play because they already have David Silva and De Bruyne, who all three play the same position. But, you know, he's just going to throw everybody out there and see what the fuck sticks.
Yeah.
Next, they brought in Ederson because Pep can't decide on a keeper to save his life. He said, no thank you, Joe Hart.
At the end of the day, you have to replace Caballero.
Yeah, it replaced Caballero.
It was just like, oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I actually think...
Caballero was the better of the two last year, though.
What's the other one's name?
The terrible one.
Yeah.
I know, I can't remember his
What's
name
his
either right
name?
now.
I keep referencing Caballero, and I don't actually mean Caballero.
No.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Uruguay's
Yeah.
keeper.
Fucking... That guy.
Yeah.
I just can't remember his name.
Oh, but he was terrible. And
We are going to get better, but right now, it's that guy.
Yeah. Let me run way out, and then, oh, we're committed. Oh, no.
Oh, shit. I can't use my hands out here.
That was his first choice, and now he brought in Ederson, and it was like $35 million.
Well, I just said, the guy ran way out and said, I can't use my hands out here. But he did do in one of his early games.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no,
got
it was
away
just
with
like every time the ball came to him,
He
you're
got
just
away
like,
with it. Who was that
how's he going to
against?
screw this up? How's he going to screw... We don't know.
Who was that against? When he ran out of his box and handled it and got away with it.
Was that against Chelsea?
It was very early in the... It could have been against Chelsea.
I think it was,
It was
because we
early in
were
the
watching
season,
that
yeah.
match.
We were watching
That was, there was the
Yeah.
3-1 when Chelsea came
Yeah.
back and didn't deserve to win, but did.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, because City should have had a keeper. Because he handled it outside his box.
Well, yeah, it did, but the whole first half, City looked like the far superior team. And then Chelsea scored right before half, and then the whole second half, Chelsea was the dominant team. But overall, I felt like Chelsea didn't deserve a 3-1 win. I don't know. Fuck him anyway. Anyway, so they also brought in Kyle Walker. Spurs, you're dumb. You dumb? I know $50 million's a lot of money, but come on. Come on. That's a great buy for City.
It's a great buy for City. Isn't it?
Great buy. And they get their English player because they got to meet that
Spurs
quota.
are just shooting herself all the way down to.
Yeah. And
Fourth,
and
fifth,
to add
sixth.
to the defensive theme, Danilo from Real, who could be a very quality player. And then Benjamin Mendy from Monaco, who is a quality player.
But they're never going to play with a strong defense. Real Madrid, Man City.
No, they're going to play with Kyle Walker and probably Mendy going
And it's
forward.
basically right. You two are basically wingers.
Yes. And they're going to leave Company and either Otamendi or
And
Stones.
Company's going to manage half the games.
Yeah, so it's going to be
At
Stones
best.
and Otamendi. Okay.
So basically, if you want to score, just play Man City.
Yeah, well, and right now, they literally have 3 fullbacks and 3 center backs. That's it. Because they got rid of, let's go down this list, Zabaleta, Clichy, Sanya, Kolarov, Nolito, and Navas. Navas was released, Clichy was released, Sanya was released. So half of the 6 big names, not even the whole list. Oh, and then, I forgot Iheanacho, who's out as well. Who was a quality. He could have been their next striker. I don't understand that move. I don't get that one. Because every time he came on the pitch, I was like, this guy's kind of scary.
Yeah.
He's not refined, but he can make shit happen, and he has the nose for the back of the net. Because I think he's only going to spend 1 year at Leicester. I think next year at Leicester, he's going to score about 17 goals, and then somebody big's going to buy him.
I was just about to say, I think that's a wrong decision for himself. I think Leicester is a bad decision. I think there would have been other teams, other smaller teams, that would have took you, and you could have showcased yourself a bit more.
It's true. He's going to have to fight with Vardy.
I think
Unless they're going to play straight 4-4-2. Now, if he was
I
promised
think
that...
he's gone for the Leicester thing because obviously title winners 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a fluke. Everybody knows that now. But I think that's why he's gone there. What he should have done was look for somebody else.
Bournemouth.
Fucking Iheanacho and Defoe.
Or,
Fuck me.
well, King's pretty damn good, though.
Yeah.
He really is. I think he's at a Nacho level. You get a... Ooh. Who's in the middle, though? Because King's really... He's a center forward.
I'd put
He's
King
not a
in
winger.
on that one.
So you're going to have Defoe roaming around on a wing?
No, wing. A tight 4-3-3.
Honestly, you know who should have bought Iheanacho? A squad that desperately needs a center forward? Liverpool. Liverpool! Seriously. Daniel Sturridge can't stay healthy. Divock Origi is not the man. Liverpool, with the way they play, because he's smaller, but he's still got a decent amount of strength. He's got good speed, good quickness. With Salah and Mane as your wings, they should have bought
I'm
him.
thinking back to my football manager days.
For like 25 million, that's all it was. Liverpool could have easily bought him. Why they didn't, I don't know. I think he would fit perfectly in their system. With that counter-attacking style, with speed, with the pace of your wingers, and Iheanacho could have matched that. He's young, he's only like 21, he's got good pace. Just saying.
Glad they didn't.
Oh, well, I am too, because it would have made them a much better squad. Because Sturridge, throw this in here for Paul's benefit, Sturridge came on as a sub in his last match, scored a goal, then he was hurt.
I've got to go.
That's Sturridge's career right there in a nutshell. That was a great sell by Chelsea. Great sell. All right, moving on. So we're on to United. You go ahead, Paul. Take over.
Lindelof. Not impressed so far. Not impressed so far.
Neither am I.
Uh,
That was the first buy. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
meaningful, and it doesn't seem that way.
we'll give him a chance to adapt. Obviously, he's a United player now. We have to give him a chance. Well, I have to give him a chance. And it was just like, fuck, I am not impressed. 31 million.
Yeah, you need to be a little impressed by this point for
Yeah.
31 million.
Obviously, being in America, I've managed to see quite a few of the friendlies that he's played in. So far, no, he's struggling to impress me. He's led to a couple of goals. Did he get sent off, or did he just give a penalty away?
I didn't see that. This is your squad. You're going to have to be more of an
Yeah.
expert than me.
Sorry. It was a long day at work.
Oh well, for both of us. For both of us.
I'm pretty sure a couple of days, a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember if he actually got red carded or if he just gave it. No, it was just a penalty. He gave a penalty away. Not a great way to start in a pre-season friendly. To give a penalty away in a pre-season fucking friendly, and the tackle was so fucking late. It was just like you might as well have done bumps. It was just like it was awful.
And it surprises me because Jose defense is like his first priority.
Nah, he needs to. He played a lot better today. I'll give him that.
Okay.
He played a lot better today.
All right.
Lindelof initially didn't impress. Played better today. When we get to the Premier League, that kind of challenge, and still get the opponent a penalty.
So you think he's going to start Sunday?
I don't think he'll start Sunday.
Then who's
no,
that?
actually, no. I think he will start Sunday.
Was it going to be him and Smalling?
I think so, yeah, because Rojo's still out.
That's going to be the question when Rojo comes back. Who's going to sit?
Rojo comes back.
Because he's going to start. Because he was great last year. He's a nasty
He
little
excelled
fucker.
last year.
He's a nasty little fucker. But he's quality.
He's the year before, he was shit. It was
He
all over
was.
the place, and he didn't know what to do.
No.
And last year, it was just like such a determined and
He
focused.
figured it out.
It was
He
just
did.
like, right, this is wrong.
He was annoying as an opponent. He was
To me-
just annoying constantly.
Smalling is the one for the chopping block. Or Jones.
Definitely Jones.
Jones is.
I think Smalling's Lindelof's the only competition. Because Rojo's a guarantee.
Yeah.
When he comes back, he's in. All right. Who else you got here?
Then we got Lukaku. Just a great buy, I think.
Yeah, it's a very smart buy, and you stole him away from Chelsea. But Conte claimed you wanted Morata the whole time, so
Yeah, whatever. Do you agree with that? Or?
I think it's possible. I think Conte may have wanted Morata, but upper management wanted Lukaku, so it actually worked out in Conte's favor. I think that's possible. I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah, I think it's possible. Personally, I'm glad we've got him. I think we needed that big striker once again. Rashford, to me, is not that striker.
yeah, at least.
Forget not yet. I'm probably going to be criticised for this if we do ever gain popularity. 3 years from now, Marcus Rashford will be at a mid-table team.
All right, you continue. I'll be back.
We grab about 4, if you don't mind. Yeah, 2 each. Cheers. Yeah, Marcus Rashford, great player, and the guy can run. The guy can run, and run, and run, and run. I don't think he's not got that final ball whatsoever. He hits the byline, and when he does nail a cross, it is perfect. It is a fantastic cross. 1 times out of 50. So no, he's definitely not my favourite. I'm annoyed now because I do like him. I want him to do well, but he's failing massively as soon as he hits the 18-yard box. That's all I'm going to say. And for that reason, I think when he hits the 18-yard box, he fails, and then he can't stay. He can't stay. For the sake of United, I don't think he can stay. And then we get to Matic. Who have we got for Chelsea? Obviously, the Chelsea fans disappeared. So, good keep it short and sweet. We got Matic. Chelsea lost him. He's going to win his games. Probably a lot of games. So, the next team, then we're doing the Alps. Rudy. We lost Rudy. We're going to miss Rudy. Next team, Newcastle. In Christine Atsu. Out Javier Manquillo. I'm assuming by now you can realise who is the statistician on the team and who's the guy who just knows football. I don't know any of these names. So for that reason we're going to skip to Southampton. Pellegrino as a new manager. I like Pellegrino. I think he's going to do a good job, especially at Southampton. I don't think he'll keep Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk's on his way out. I'm hoping he doesn't go to Liverpool. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm hoping he goes to Chelsea.
I'm just hoping he goes anywhere except Liverpool.
Yeah, but going to Chelsea's not a good. That's not a good shout for you either.
I really couldn't give a shit as long as he doesn't go to Liverpool.
Yeah, but with Chelsea's defense and you add Van Dijk, that'd be massive.
My hatred of Liverpool.
All right.
Chelsea's defense.
I'm just saying, if Chelsea get Van Dijk, I would have to change my year-end predictions. Oh yeah, I would have a leap there. There would be quite a leap.
And apparently Jay Rodriguez is their only out so far to West Brom. Which brings us to Stoke.
Ooh, Stoke. And another Chelsea loanee in Kurt Zuma, which I was not happy about.
And an old Manchester United player with Darren Fletcher.
Who's just making his rounds through the Premier League dregs.
He's just trying to see how many teams he can play for.
Yeah, because he was at Sunderland the year before that. Then he went to West Brom, but he didn't play at all at West Brom last year. And now he's gone to Stoke to replace Walters. So he's going to sit behind Peter Crouch, I guess?
Yeah, he'll just hold off the back there.
Yeah. I guess that's what's going on. And their biggest out would be Marko Arnautovic. He went to West Ham, which I think is a good signing for West Ham. I don't really agree with the amount of money, unfortunately, they spent on him. But I think that's what you get when you sell from one Premier League club to another. You get inflated prices because the Premier League has a lot of TV money currently. So no matter what size club you have, whether you're top 4 or your bottom 3, you're going to have some money to spend. And then we're going to move on to Swansea City with another Chelsea loanee with Tammy Abraham, who I don't think he ever played in the Premier League for Chelsea. I think he got into an EFL Cup or maybe an FA Cup a couple of years ago. Still raw, still young. He's got promise. I think that's why he's on loan. That's what Chelsea does when they decide they no longer think you have the promise that they had once thought. They will sell you, but while you're on loan, there's a chance. They also brought in Roque Mesa from Las Palmas. I know nothing about this individual. I put 11 million pounds in there because that's how much they spent on him. So I would assume he has some level of quality because that's a lot of money to spend, especially for Swansea, a lower level club who doesn't have as much money as the others. 11 million is a lot of money. Their big outs would be Bafétimbi Gomis, who didn't even play for them last year. I believe he was out on loan. He went to Galatasaray. And then we mentioned Jack Cork earlier, who moved on. And then we get to Spurs, which...
Spurs, well...
There's a lot to go over here. Wait a second. Kyle Walker out. That's it. That's the list for Spurs.
That's the current list.
I know, but wait a second. They're going to bring in... And this, by the way, everyone, is going to be an obligatory laugh every episode, at least for the foreseeable future. Ross Barkley. Good old Ross Barkley.
Sorry for preempting with a laughter,
but you were so ready for
I
it.
already knew what was coming. It's like Ross Barkley. I cannot help but laugh.
Oh, and that's who they're going to bring in. That's going to be the one to get them over the hump.
Nope. That's the one that's going to cost them a fortune and then lose them 3 or 4 places.
Where's he going to play? Dele Alli already
no
plays that
forwards to
position.
play.
And Dele Alli does it so much better.
If you look at the comparisons, it's...
What's the point?
Speechless.
I know.
Speechless.
Nothing to say.
No.
Let's just move on because it's not worth our breath. We'll go to Watford. I think their biggest in is Marco Silva,
Yeah.
the manager, who almost kept Hall up with the most pathetic Premier League squad in the history of the Premier League. They had, 14?
Yeah.
14 or 15 players, period, to start last season.
My disappointment with Marco Silva was him leaving Hull. I can understand why, but I would have loved to see Marco Silva bring Hull back. I think that would have been, obviously, that would have been like a fairy tale script.
It would have, but I
He
think
was never going to do it. He was always bigger than Hull.
Yeah, but I think that honestly, I think if he had the management and the ownership that he believed in, I think he would have stuck with him. But they wouldn't even give him the right amount of players to start the Premier League with, and they got all that money and they didn't buy anybody. So he went to Watford, who has been a competitive and sometimes dangerous squad in the mid-table for the last couple of seasons, and who knows what he can do with them. They also brought in another Chelsea player, Nathaniel Chalobah. They actually bought him. That's not a loanee. They brought in Tom Cleverley, ex-United player, now ex-Everton player. I think that was a good move for Everton and a good move for Watford, both. I think Cleverley would fit in perfectly with Watford. I think he's that level of Premier League midfielder.
Yeah, I think he can fit in there.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll do some good positive things for them. It won't be incredible. And West Brom, they brought in Jay Rodriguez. I just threw that out there because 2 years ago he played really well for Southampton when they finished, I think, 7th. And he was part of that. And then he got hurt. He was out all last season. And he could be something that is a spark for West Brom. No, I don't know exactly what that's going to mean for them in totality. Maybe 10th instead of 11th. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to be flippant, but it's true.
Yeah, but I think you're about right, though.
Yeah.
And then that just leaves us with West Ham.
West Ham, the last who brought it.
I think what they've done is quietly brought in quite a few decent signings. Because obviously, all your big teams always make the headlines, and alongside that, Everton have made a lot of headlines. Bournemouth have made some headlines. And West Ham have just quietly thought, right, we're just going to buy this guy.
Going to poach from some other Premier League squads, get some of their better players.
They've not done too bad with their signings.
Zabaleta, he's still probably got a year or two left in those legs.
Yeah.
He's a quality fullback. Joe Hart on loan. Instantly, they have probably the 4th or 3rd best keeper in the Premier League. Upgraded from the 6th best keeper in Adrian.
He makes one or two sloppy mistakes.
He does, but he makes a few saves that most other keepers can't make.
Yeah.
And then Arnautovic from Stoke, who will score goals. He will bring them attacking flair. And then Chicharito from Bayern Leverkusen.
That is a great man.
I think so. I don't think he got a fair shout at United. Being on loan to Real.
I wouldn't have got rid of him.
No. I think he's a quality backup striker.
Yeah.
And for West Ham, he's going to be a quality number 1 striker because they have Andy Carroll, who's never healthy. Ever.
But we all know West Ham win Norway because of the new stadium.
Well, that's a whole other... We'll get into that on the second half of the podcast when we get into predictions.
I think we'll get into that when, one of our teams are playing West Ham and we're going to whatever the new stadium is called.
Olympic Stadium.
Because it's definitely...
It's just...
It's
Olympic.
definitely not up to par.
It's just Olympic Stadium.
It's just...
No. We'll throw that out here right now. Paul and I have discussed this many times. Upton Park was not a fun place to play. Every time your favorite squad went there, you were concerned.
Yeah.
You were not coming out with 3 points.
That's
period.
no longer an issue.
No. Then you go to the Olympic Stadium and you're like, yeah, I want all 3, and if we only get the 1, I'm going to be kind of angry about it.
And I think if you actually go to the Olympic Stadium, you're issued binoculars so you can see the pitch.
Even for the front row seats. You get the mini binoculars.
It's about half a mile away.
They get bigger as you go up the stairs. All right.
All right. That brings us to the close of the first segment, which is the transfers in and out.
Yeah.
I think we've covered pretty much every team there. And what we're going to go for now is just players to watch out for. And, players that you think are going to be dangerous this season, players that you think are going to change your team's fortunes this season.
Or players that, because of our squad allegiances that are out on loan. I'm just going to throw that in for Crystal Palace because they have two midfielders that are from our squads that I think both of us think could be something in the future, and we'd like to see what's going on with them. But we'll start with Arsenal. I think Lacazette is the one to watch there.
I think he's going to be a danger man. I think Lacazette could, if he was anywhere but Arsenal, not anywhere, but if he was in any of the top 14, immediately I'd turn around and say Lacazette could be a contender for goal scorer of the year. At Arsenal, I think he's still a contender, but not a stronger contender.
What do you think? Give me some background. Hey, your wife suggested it. Your wife suggested it. Let's get into it.
Well, Lacazette is basically an out-and-out striker.
Yes, he is a true center forward.
But at Arsenal, I think the goals are spread around a bit more. And I also don't think he's going to be targeted as much with Arsenal. I don't think Arsene Wenger doesn't like playing with a point man.
Except for Thierry Henry.
Yeah, but now we're going back.
I'm just saying, except for that's the only one. And that's 20 years of managing a club.
That's an exception.
Yeah. Well, because he was
through the rule.
Yeah, because
if you've got Thierry Henry, he becomes your point man. I don't care who your team is.
Period. Yeah.
But as a general rule, Arsene Wenger does not go for a point man.
No.
So Lacazette, I think he's going to be up there. I think he will be second or third for the Golden Boot at the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get it.
I don't think
I'm not going to say who will.
Well, Alexis Sanchez is going to score just as many or maybe slightly more because Wenger loves his wingers. He loves them, and that's why Sanchez is perfect for his system. And if Theo Walcott could ever be consistent, I think they'd be a lot more dangerous club because then they'd have left and right side incredibly dangerous. But yes, Lacazette is definitely a player to watch. I'm thinking around 20 goals.
Yeah.
For this season.
I think if he was at a club that feed him a bit more, he'd go more.
Well, yeah, the Community Shield I think is a perfect example. We both noticed he just did not get that much service.
No.
If you give him service, he's dangerous. But he's just not going to get it.
Every time he got that ball in the final third.
Yeah. He looked scared. He looked like he was going to put the shot on goal. Next.
Bernardo Silva.
Okay. Getting out of my fandom as a Chelsea fan, I'm just excited to see what this guy can do because I've read so much about him. I watched a little bit of what he did with Monaco, and everybody makes him just sound like this incredible guy on the ball that just a magician. And I can't wait to see it. And I just don't know where the hell he's going to play, but he's apparently an incredible player. And I saw him, at Confederations Cup. He did some pretty incredible things with Portugal. That's going to really help Cristiano Ronaldo at the World Cup next year. Having a super quality player like that on his squad. But I think of all the signings they have, he's the one that could do the most positive for them. And after that, get to Chelsea. I put Morata and Bakayoko. Both of them, I think we both agree it's going to take them a month or two to get acclimated to the Premier League and just to the way that Chelsea plays, because they do play that 3-4-3 system that is not a system that neither of them have ever played. But I'm interested to see what kind of effect they can have, because Bakayoko is basically replacing Matic. What is he going to do with that? He's a big, strong guy. He's got more pace than Matic does. But how is he going to pair with N'Golo Kante, who's mighty mouse, just running around the pitch, destroying and winning balls? What's Bakayoko's? What is his complement to that? Yeah, what is he going to do? And Morata, he scored a bunch of goals for Real, a bunch of goals for Juventus. We know he can score goals. How's he going to acclimate to the Premier League? I think he could end up with 16 to 18 goals if he does it quickly.
I think it definitely can, as you say, if he gets there quickly. And I think that leads us quite easily into your next one.
Your next. Oh, which one is that, Paul? What are we going to talk about next? You seem pretty anxious to jump over Chelsea real quick.
I wasn't pretty anxious. It was just that it led there quite well because we were then jumping onto United signings.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't put one of the third one that should be in there. But go ahead.
Skipping the one person that I have criticised so far, which is Lindelof. I've not been his biggest fan. I think he does need time to adapt.
Yeah, but I don't.
So far,
He's not
the other
key.
two are basically Lukaku and Matic,
Mm-hmm.
and both of them know what playing in the Premier League is like.
Yes.
I think that will give.
It'll give
Obviously,
United an advantage.
They've still got to gel with the team, but I think that will give United the edge in the first month, the first 6 weeks. I think that might help United get that extra 3 points a couple more times, whereas, without being funny, Chelsea might drop the odd point here and there.
And I agree with that. I think Chelsea's gonna. I wouldn't say struggle, but they're not going to get the full points.
They're not going to struggle, but I think there might be a couple of occasions where
There might be a draw.
they get a draw instead of a win.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh no, I agree. Unfortunately, I agree.
I think that's why getting the Premier League tried and trusted players was quite a shrewd move for United.
Yeah. And then I put Pogba in there just because everything we talked about last year and his adaptation to the Premier
I'll
League.
tell you what, today one thing that I would say, I'll say I didn't get to much of the Super Cup. I might have got 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes. Pogba and Valencia looked far different players than last year. Both of them looked far more improved. I think I actually sent you a message saying this is probably the best I've seen Valencia play.
Well, I think Pogba is the key to United this year. If he can consistently play near his highest level,
Yeah.
United can win the title.
Yeah.
Period.
It's
With everything that's assembled around him, because now that you have Matic, Pogba doesn't have to worry about playing
Pogba
defense.
can now run free.
Exactly.
And I think that's going to be.
He can be almost an attacking midfielder right behind Lukaku as much as he wants.
Yeah.
Because Matic is going to boss that midfield. He's going to beat guys up. And it seems like Jose's kind of wanting to play like a 4-3-3, so you're going to have Herrera in there too, who likes to do the dirty work as well. So you're going to have two guys around him that love to do the dirty work. This is going to go forward. I bet he scores 12, 13 goals this year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
With Herrera,
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Fucking time.
you hated Herrera at the beginning of the season last year, but he
Right.
grew on you.
By the end of the season,
Yes.
I
He
quite
grew on
liked
you.
Herrera.
And that's
This
what I'm saying.
afternoon, I didn't.
No?
Herrera didn't fit.
Well, but with him and Matic,
Yeah.
if that's how he's going to play the 4-3-3, and to put Pogba in the middle and just let him scoot up and almost make it like a 4-2-1-3 or something
Yeah.
like that, yeah, I could see that. And that could be a very dangerous squad right there. And then, of course, we talked about him earlier, Defoe at Bournemouth.
Great buy. Great guy. Obviously, I don't know if Americans know about Michael Bradley, but Defoe, he had a tough year last year. He met this kid, Michael Bradley, 2-3 years ago. But the entire story, I'd look it up. Other people can tell it far better than I can, but it shows you the kind of person Jermaine Defoe is.
Yes.
And basically all I say is Jermaine Defoe is the epitome of a great person.
He's a consummate professional.
Yeah.
He is just...
Everything he did for Michael Bradley.
He made him into the mascot for Sunderland.
Yeah.
He really did.
Pretty much
That's-
made him into the mascot for England.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, for a
everyone-
squad that was his squad, that was the team that
everyone
the
loved
kid
him.
loved.
Everyone
Wow.
loved him.
And Defoe
Yeah.
just embraced him like he was his own child.
And
It was crazy. Yeah.
you could tell that Jermaine Defoe loved this kid.
Yeah. And Jermaine Defoe is a good person and a good footballer. So, cheers, Premier League and Bournemouth for bringing in a guy who's going to score a lot of goals and be a really good guy while he's doing it.
So for that, I'd say Google it. Other people tell the story better than I do. Jermaine Defoe, amazing person, and the best signing Bournemouth will ever make, because
I would agree. I don't think.
As you'll see when our predictions come out at the end of this, I've got Bournemouth a lot higher than Bournemouth probably think they can get.
I only have them one slot lower than you, so we both have high hopes for them.
Yep.
And if you read the Jermaine Defoe, Michael Bradley story, you will shed a tear, and if you don't, you're a psychopath. Just want to throw that out there, because if you really read about it, I'm feeling it right now, because it's touching.
It's a tough story.
It is.
If you don't feel about it, your name's Doug.
Like I said, psychopath. On to Everton. I've got a three-headed monster here of Rooney, Pickford, and Klaassen.
Oof.
Well, that's the spine.
Yeah.
I picked the spine for a reason. Pickford at keeper. Klaassen, he's going to be. I mean, he's more of an attacking midfielder, but he's going to play, I think, a little more defensive role because of Rooney, who's going to be right in front of him. I can't wait to see what's going to happen there. I'm not going to want to go to Everton as a Chelsea player or as a United player, as anybody. Really, I don't want to play at Everton this year. Period.
Everton this year, again, coming down to the final table predictions. Everton this year will be above Liverpool. In my opinion.
Oh, I hope so.
In my opinion, Everton will be above Liverpool.
I mean, I believe I picked them there as well. So
we'll have a double check when we get to the end. Everton are going to be above Liverpool for the simple fact of Everton have looked at the squad. Liverpool have looked at players.
Yeah.
And
you know that comes down to Koeman or Koeman. That's how you say it, right? Koeman. Koeman. English, American. There we go. He's a great manager. He's a great player. And he's a great manager.
He's a great player.
I really think he's a great manager.
I thought he'd have done so much better as a manager when he first started.
But he's worked his way into it.
I know. And this season, to be honest, this transfer window is what is finally showing me that, actually, he's now turning into a great manager. He wasn't. I don't think he was.
He knew well, I think he did a great job with Southampton.
I think he did a good job. But now I think he's showing what he can do with that little bit extra.
Well, that's the thing. I think he did a great job with Southampton because they're a selling club. And again, another squad, if they would have kept all the players that they sold, they probably could have been top 4 last year. Think of all those players. Quality players. They could have competed at least for top 4 because it was kind of a down year when he got to 4.
Yeah.
But he's definitely grown into being a great manager, and I can't wait to see what this three-headed monster does. Last but not least, we're going to throw in Crystal Palace just because of our two loanees, Ruben Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea and Fossa Mensah from United. Both of them got, I think, about the same amount of playing time for their squads last year. They showed some promise, but I think it was a shrewd move for both United and Chelsea, and a shrewd move for Crystal Palace.
I don't think we're going to miss Fossa Mensah.
And I don't think we're going to miss Loftus-Cheek. But
I think if they spend a year at Palace and develop,
and they're going to get some playing time. Because I think for a squad like Crystal Palace, those are quality loans.
Yeah.
They're probably going to both start, half the Premier League starts, get some EFL starts, maybe some FA Cup starts. You're going to get a lot more experience in the Premier League, and then maybe next year we'll see both of them on our starting 24-man rosters. We'll see.
So now we've got the intermission, which is where we normally discuss anything that we fancy. We're now at an hour and 19 minutes, so
we are.
I think we might skip the intermission.
Game of Thrones, the newest episode was awesome. Normally we might discuss it a little more.
So hang on.
Just for a minute.
We're going to give Game of Thrones 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah. So, best episode of the season by far.
Oh, without a doubt. Best ending to an episode
yeah.
of all time.
Just floating in the water. For Game of Thrones, yeah.
what would you go for? Battle of the Bastards, Red Wedding, or would you say this one beats it?
As far as an ending with a cliffhanger, we
I
know.
don't think it was a cliffhanger.
We know Jamie's not dead, and neither is. Was it Braun or was it Dickon?
It was Braun.
It's Braun. Okay, I just wanted to clarify. I thought it was Braun as well, but it had to be one of the two. Obviously they're not dead, but are they captured? And if they're captured,
I believe they are.
now what happens? Is Cersei going to prove that she is this woman that has nothing?
No, actually, I don't think they are.
You don't think they're captured?
No. I think the two that got in the water are three. I think the ones that are captured are the Tarleys. Basically,
Dickon.
everybody else that was highlighted. I think everybody else that was highlighted that episode is going to be captured. I think Bronn and
Jamie
Jamie.
are going to float down the river somewhere and somehow get back.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a little adventure for the rest of the season trying to get back to King's Landing.
The only thing I want is Bronn to get back on Tyrion's side.
That's what I thought was going to happen in this episode. When that battle started, I was thinking somehow.
I knew it wasn't going to happen now, but that is all I want. It's like, Bronn, fucking get back with Tyrion.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because he's all about the money anyway.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. He looked at that gold, and I'm like, you're not going to get that gold, man. You like your life better than gold. Come on.
The entire... everybody goes on about Jon Snow, we love Jon Snow, we love Jon Snow. Fucking Bronn for me.
I love
He's
Bronn.
the best character.
When he dies, I'm going to be very sad. Because he's going to die. You know he's going to die, Paul.
You can't kill Bronn.
Yeah, you can. He's a mercenary. He's expendable. But we love him, so you got to stretch it out a little bit.
Everybody loves him.
No.
He wants that #1 album.
Okay. The whole in the last 20 minutes were amazing. We finally got to see that like when Bron's like, what is that? What's that? And you're like, oh shit, here it comes. Here it comes. Something good's coming. And then all of a sudden you finally hear the horses and then the dragon. Come on. That's 7 seasons in the making. To finally see a dragon just burn the shit out of everybody.
I like the way they did it as well. They didn't take the piss. And basically the dragon came in and just burnt up, and it's like, right, there's the entry point for the Dothraki.
Yeah. He actually used them as an actual
So they were
soldier,
used as an actual
almost.
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she went down the line after that. It was, yeah.
However,
However,
I did think, why don't you just circle, start from the left, go all the way down, and then you've killed them all.
yeah, that line of, it was like, what, 5 soldiers deep or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. Like, well,
If you go that way instead of that way,
yeah.
you can kill.
Because apparently the dragon can only spray fire in a direct, straight line. He can't move his head at all.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah, I know the line of soldiers. The battle would have been over quite quickly.
But I'm not criticizing. I thought they did it as well as they could, whilst keeping it balanced.
Yeah, it was a great scene.
Yeah.
It was a great scene. But before that, there was Arya's reunion with Sansa,
Yeah.
and then her little fight
With Brienne,
with Brienne of Tarth.
where she kicked her ass.
The two most badass bitches on the show get into a battle, and Arya comes out the victor, and then she sees Littlefinger.
She's gonna kill him.
Well, yeah, he's on the list.
Oh,
He is
she's-
on that list.
He's dead next week.
Here's the thing. He's not going to be dead. Because she's going to try and kill him. Somehow it's going to get screwed up. And that's going to tie in with Sansa. And it's become this... That's my theory. It's going to become this whole convoluted, muddied bullshit. That's how Littlefinger survives.
You think so?
Oh, he's getting to the last season, man.
She's killing him next week. As far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I hope
Okay.
she does.
This is on video now. I think she's killing him next week. Because you had the whole build-up about this fucking dagger.
And then
oh,
Bran...
I give you the dagger.
Yeah.
And Bran gives the dagger to Arya. Bran knows what Arya's going to do because Bran can see the past and the future.
Yeah. Well, and Bran throws Littlefinger's line back at him.
Yeah.
From season 3. Chaos is a ladder.
Littlefinger is dead next week.
Threw it in his face, and Littlefinger's like, what? The first time that whole episode was great, just to see Littlefinger be like, holy shit, all my plans, I don't know what to do now. Because he always felt like he was in control. Like, he knew he had all these different scenarios, and as soon as something happened, he's like, alright, I'm going to this plan now. I had 8 different plans lined up. This thing happened, I already know where I'm going. And then Bran and Arya show up, and he's just like, I have no idea what to do. But that makes me think that he has a plan for it.
No. It'll be dead by the end of
All
this
right.
episode.
I mean, I hope you're right. I really like that idea.
I'll put $5 on that.
Well, I'm not going to. Because it's Game of Thrones, you never know what the... Come on. There's not been a major character die in so long, and you had that massive battle with all these major characters, and the whole time I'm thinking, who's gonna die right now? I thought Bronn was gonna bite it, because he was the least important of those major characters. But then nobody died. Nobody died. That is the first time in Game of Thrones history that a massive battle like that happened and a major character didn't die.
Yeah. They don't kill major characters in episode 4.
There's only 7 in this one, bud.
Yeah. So we've still got 3 left.
Yeah, that's sad. All right. Now we got to move back on to football. We got our Game of Thrones in because we have very important things to predict. First of all, the weekend matches. The Premier League is here, everyone.
So you're skipping topic 4.
What? Yeah. I don't.
Skip that one. I don't think there's any validity.
I mean, it could be, but
we're
at
on
this
about
point,
the fact that Conte might be leaving Chelsea. I don't think it will do now, so it's got no bearing on this, but I would not be surprised if Chelsea are floundering
he
by
pieces
November.
out. Yeah.
He's going to leave.
Well, he did that at Juventus. After 3 years there, they didn't buy the guys he wanted to win the Champions League, and he said bye. And then he was going to go to Inter, and they didn't buy the guys he wanted, so then he went to manage the Italian national team. He is all about what he wants. If he doesn't get what he wants, he's out.
You could also look at that as a complete lack of fucking loyalty.
True, he's loyal to himself.
Exactly.
But guess what? What happened last year? They gave him what he wanted, and he won him a title.
Yeah.
So I think he's earned the right to get what he wants. Just like Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho has won so many things. You give him what he wants. And then if he doesn't deliver like Chelsea did the year before last, then you fire his ass. Because they gave him what he wanted, and he couldn't do anything with it, and you fire him. That's what happens to Antonio Conte.
They fire him. But the thing is like, Mourinho, I'm not defending the guy, but with Mourinho, when he's not delivered, he's been fired.
Yeah.
Conte, when he's not got what he wanted,
He leaves.
he's walked away.
Yep.
That to me is a different kettle of fish. They're two completely different things.
Well, they are, but I'm saying they're both
It's like
managers.
Mourinho, when Chelsea were going to shit, he stayed at Chelsea.
He did.
He got fired, but he stayed at Chelsea. Conte, if I were you, I'd have very little fucking faith in this guy.
All I'm saying, the equivalent I'm trying to make is that they both earned the right to get what they want.
Yeah.
The way they react to it is totally different. I agree. Conte's level of self-preservation is, I'm going to peace out if I don't get what I want. Jose's level of self-preservation is, I don't get what I want, and we're not playing well, I'm going to blame it on all the players and not myself.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did at Chelsea. And then it blew up the locker room, and then he got fired. So, that's,
I think they're both just as bad as each other.
Oh yeah, one's not better than the other, and I would be very upset if he did quit because he's a great manager, and I think if Chelsea's management can give him what he wants, I think he can continue to win titles, whether it be Premier League, UEFA, FA, whatever. He's going to win silverware. But
football's not run that way anymore.
I know, and I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. He's there right now. And if he decides to leave, he fucking leaves. And Chelsea will bring in another good manager to replace him. Maybe Sam Allardyce will make an appearance
Who would you like
for the Blues. I don't know. That's the question. Who the hell would replace him? You know who I really wanted at Chelsea?
Go on.
Jurgen Klopp. Oof. I really did. I wanted Chelsea to fire Mourinho earlier than they did so we could get Klopp, but they didn't, so Liverpool got him.
I'm going to leave Michael for 5 seconds.
What the hell am I going to talk about now?
Game of Thrones.
We already did that. All right, go take a piss.
No idea.
Well, the next thing we're going to get to when Paul gets back is we're going to actually start talking about... What?
At least we're showing it's natural.
Oh, it is very natural. It is very natural. We're going to get to actual predictions for the upcoming week of the matches. And we're going to put that on the website, and you can join in. And I think we stated this on a podcast that was a practice podcast, but I'll reiterate it. So we're going to make all these predictions. We're going to keep a tallied score. And if you want to join in on it, if you can somehow manage to beat the both of us, not just one, you have to beat the both of us. If you beat the both of us, we will make a shirt for you and put your name on the back of it and your number of choosing, and you can have a red versus blue podcast shirt. We'll just put red versus blue on it. Make it too embarrassing or whatnot. But if you can somehow manage to beat us, you will win that prize, and we'll throw in a case of beer, PBR, because that's what we drink. So sorry if you don't like it. That's what you're going to get. And if you're a cigarette smoker, we'll throw in some Pall Malls, because oddly enough, we are red versus blue, and I do smoke Pall Mall blue, and he does smoke Pall Mall red. Just kind of works out that way. But feel free to throw your predictions up on the website. You can also throw up your predictions of the final table. We will get to that here shortly, and we will compare that as well. Maybe we'll do some kind of special prize if you can somehow either get them all right or get more right than the both of us managed to get. It's that middle of the table that really will mess you up. I feel like the top 8 we're all going to be pretty similar, and the bottom 4 will be pretty similar. And it's that middle 8 that will really separate the winners from losers. But if you can manage to beat us, we will make it worth your while. And you could be the winner of the first annual Red versus Blue competition. Yeah. It should be fun. Paul's going to come back shortly. He said something about Game of Thrones. Trying to think of what else is going on. I do love Bran's line, but Bran himself has turned into a zombie, which is just kind of sad. He had way more vibe and personality before that. And now Paul is back. I left
Not
it,
empty-handed.
Not empty-handed. Well, of course not. And I already told them about what I did. And by the way, I don't need these. What I did was inform the audience of our competition for the matches as we predicted throughout the season. Because in our practice podcast, we let them know that they could win a shirt, red versus blue, with their name and number on the back. Yeah. And I just let them know live that if you can manage to beat the both of us, not one, but both, we will provide the red versus blue shirt with the name and number on the back. And maybe a case of PBR and cigarettes if they smoke them.
Is that on the course of the season, or?
Yeah, it's our predictions for the season. No,
right.
Yeah. Well, no, it is the weekly. That's what I'm talking about. The predictions, that can get all convoluted. People can have the same predictions. I said maybe there'll be something extra for those people. But for the weekly, if they can somehow beat us, both of us, we will have a prize.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, we're going to get into it now. So, Premier League season starts off Friday, oddly enough.
Thank God.
Oddly enough, on a Friday. We won't be able to watch it, though. That's the shitty
It's
part.
surprising.
At best, we can get to the second half if we get off early enough.
By the way, if you live at Heritage, you might see a bit of a drop in the standard of
Paul's going to be hustling all day. Because Heritage is only, what, like 10 minutes from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to want to get home.
That's basically where I'm working on Friday. They might see a slight drop in the standard of quality of work.
You're welcome, by the way, for letting you have Heritage. I know you really wanted that property. Anyway, first match, Arsenal versus Leicester. Paul, your prediction at home for Arsenal. First match of the season against Leicester with Iheanacho in the squad. What do you think?
The Arsenal versus Leicester.
Do you remember your prediction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bloody hell, calm down. Just trying to light a cigarette and have a drink. I've got 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think this year we'll see Leicester fail a lot. I think the year they won the Premiership, don't get me wrong, it was a culmination of a lot of things, and I think a lot of it was effort. I think it was 90% effort and passion. And I don't think...
And no injuries.
Yeah.
I think...
And nothing else to chase forward. No injuries, nothing else to run for. And I don't think Leicester have got that anymore. I think this year you'll see a few Leicester players departing in this transfer window. I think you'll see a lot more departing in the January transfer window.
Yep.
And I think before long you will see Everton 15th, 16th, 17th.
Leicester, you mean?
Yeah.
So Everton. But anyway, I say 2-1. I say 2-1. I think Arsenal is going to control the match, but maybe Leicester will get a goal. That's all I'm going to throw in there. Next, Paul's most hated squad is going to Watford. That's the early match. This is 7:30. We'll both be up for that because it's opening weekend. Got to be up for that.
I've gone for one apiece.
And I've gone for 2 apiece. We both think it's going to be a draw.
I'd be delighted if Watford won.
As would I. But I don't see Liverpool going there and getting a win. And Coutinho's pretty much gone. That's what sealed it for me. If he was on the squad, I might give him a win.
Liverpool getting 2 goals. I think that's why we've got the difference.
Okay.
I just don't see him getting it.
Okay. We got Chelsea versus Burnley.
Chelsea Burnley.
Yeah, we both think Chelsea's going to win, but we have vastly different score lines here.
I've gone 1-0.
Yes, you have.
Burnley's a tough place.
It is. It is.
Obviously, you're at Chelsea this time, aren't you?
Yeah, it's at home.
Yeah.
It's at Chelsea.
So you're at home.
That's why I went 3-1.
You've still got a tough team to break down.
It's true.
You've got a tough team that you're breaking in.
Yeah.
And I think you'll win because you are the better team, but I think it'll be 1 goal as opposed to 3.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3-1 because I think Chelsea's going to score early, and that's the key against Burnley. If you can get a goal early, then you can completely change the face of the match. If you can't score in the first half, Burnley is going to irritate the shit out of you. But I think Chelsea's going to score early. I think they're going to come out attacking strong. And that's why I think it's going to be 3-1 scoreline. Next up we have Palace vs. Huddersfield.
I've gone 1 apiece there. So for the fact, I don't think Palace they're not the strongest team.
They're not.
But at the same time, this is Huddersfield's first ever game in the Premier League.
But they're playing away.
They're playing away, but they are going to come out with everything they've got.
It's true, but
This is possibly the best you will ever see Huddersfield play. If not the best you'll see them play, it's the most you're going to see them commit.
it's true. But Palace is not an easy place to play.
No, it's not.
No. That is a very what do you call it, intimate setting as far as the stadium goes. It's close to the pitch. It's not a big stadium. It's loud.
Huddersfield are used to that.
It's true, but I think Palace is going to win 2-1. I think Palace is going to better
for
them.
that kind of setting.
It's true. It's perfect for them.
If you go for the championship, that is every single setting.
Yeah. I think Burnley would be the only better away match they can start with.
Week in, week out.
Yeah. It's true.
I think you had a one-all draw there.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Palace. All right, next we got Everton Stoke. We're both high on Everton, and we both have the same exact score.
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, Everton's going to control that match. They're going to win.
They're going to walk it.
And I think Rooney's going to get his first goal
Yeah.
in the Premier League for Everton for a decade. Is that right? Decade? Was he 21? Yeah. Okay. I was on.
Younger than that.
He was younger than that. Yeah, 13 years. 13. That's right. He was 18 when he left. Wow. It's a long time coming, but he's going to get it. Next up, we have Southampton versus Swansea. We got a little difference of opinion here.
Yeah, I put my money on Southampton. I don't know why. Mainly because I think...
Because we put with caveats.
Yeah.
That's why.
With caveats.
Yeah,
And the caveats are basically Van Dijk's leaving, and more than likely so is Sigurdsson.
Sigurdsson, yeah. If Van Dijk's gone and Sigurdsson's there, I'm gonna say 2-1 Swansea. If Van Dijk's there and Sigurdsson's gone, I'm gonna say 2-1 Southampton. But as it stands, I'm gonna say a 1-1 draw. Well, if they're both gone, I'm gonna stick with 1-1 draw.
I've gone for a 2-1 Southampton.
Yeah.
After that, mainly because Swansea who else.
Then we got West Brom versus Bournemouth. I think you guys know who we're going to pick on this one.
I went Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Bournemouth 3-0.
3-0 for Paul, 2-1 for me. I feel like at West Brom, they're going to somehow manage a set-piece goal. And it's tough to score at West Brom. That's a hard place to go and play, especially on the first weekend. But I think Bournemouth's still going to pull it out.
I just think Bournemouth are going to turn up and just attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think West Brom, from what I've seen from the transfers or anything they've done,
Nothing.
I don't think they can compare
No.
to
No.
the attack that West Brom are just going to mount against them.
Yeah, I might want to edit my Bournemouth score, but I'm going to stick with 2-1. I might think 3-1 because I feel like they're going to score goals. They're going to be really dangerous. I think Defoe's going to get his first goal. I would love to see that, especially early on. Then we got Brighton versus City, and we have our first big decision by Paul here. Opening weekend,
Yep,
Brighton versus City. Your prediction, sir.
my prediction. And I think this is going to shock a lot of people and possibly upset a lot of people. And
Especially your brother. Wait, he doesn't care that much.
no, I don't. 2-2.
2-2.
Brighton versus Man City. I think Man City are going to be shocked at how hard Brighton are going to work.
Oh, they're gonna work, and they're at home too. They're gonna work
Yep.
their asses off.
I think Brighton are going to work like fucking nothing you have ever seen before.
I bet
And I
that
think
was
they
an
will-
incredibly hard ticket to get as a Brighton fan.
Yeah.
City's coming to you for the first weekend of the Premier League. Are you kidding me?
They're going to grind this out
Oh.
so much, and I don't think City will be able to get the goals that you're thinking they're going to get. Because now we've got Michael's prediction, which is
4-1 City.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get it.
I think Brighton's going to get that goal because City's back line is going to make a stupid mistake because they haven't played together a lot. But City has incredible attacking power, and I think Pep is just ready to roll.
I would not be surprised at 2 apiece. 1 apiece, sorry. But I've gone for 2-2.
You don't plug that in?
I'd have to unplug the lights.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Uh,
And then we've got Newcastle
Newcastle.
versus Spurs. Paul?
I've gone 2-0.
2-0 for Spurs. I went with 2-2 because it's at Newcastle, and I think it's just wishful thinking on my part because Spurs have slowly become my version of your Liverpool.
Yeah.
I kind of hate them.
Well,
And I
these
want
are
them not to
these
do
are
well.
Sunday's games,
Mhm.
but I think Newcastle are going to struggle massively to jump up. Even though they've got a great squad, I think they're going to struggle to get to their Premier League standard in week 1.
We'll see. I mean, they basically had a lower level Premier League squad in the Championship all last season.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then the last match of Sunday, of the weekend, of opening weekend, we have.
Manchester United versus West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody stole my actual score that I always gamble on when it comes
I
to...
didn't you made your prediction before me. You could have chosen.
When it comes to
3-1.
gambling on Manchester United, he got the score that I always gamble on. So I went for 3-0.
You picked 3-0 first. I'm just saying.
I did.
And I said 3-1.
I knew you were going to go 3-0.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
No, you didn't. You
I did.
liar. Anyway.
That's why I did.
All right.
do this
All
one.
right. Fair enough. United's definitely going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, at home. First match of the season. Lukaku's going to score.
3.
Oh, he's going to open with a hat trick. Woo! With a flourish. All right. So that's our opening weekend. We will put these up on the website. If you want to join in and try to win a shirt, feel free.
It'll all be on the website, so
Eventually, it'll get
off you
there.
pop.
It'll get there. All right, and now we're going to get into our final table predictions. This is going to be the end of the first show here this week. And we got to do it quickly because the battery on the tablet is dying.
Yeah, we seem to have run out of power.
Yeah. So, I'm going to run through mine quickly. It was difficult to say, but I'm going to pick United 1. Yeah. No, go ahead. If you've got something to do, you go ahead. I'm going to run through mine real quick. United first, City second, Chelsea third, Spurs fourth, which I'm already kind of regretting. Arsenal fifth, missing out once again. Then Everton in sixth, which I would love to put them up higher, but I don't think they're ready yet. I think maybe next year if they can make another couple of good signings, they can move up, but I still think they're going to be sixth. Liverpool in seventh.
I've got them in the same place.
Bournemouth eighth, because I think that'd be an amazing season for Bournemouth, and I really think they can do it, and I'm excited about it. Leicester in ninth. West Ham in 10th. I put them 10th just because of their new signings. I think by mid-season they're going to start gelling and they're going to get mid-table. We got Newcastle 11th, West Brom 12th, Crystal Palace 13th,
Okay.
Watford in 14th, mostly because of Silva, the manager. Stoke in 15th, Southampton in 16th, Burnley just avoiding relegation because of Sam Dyche, whatever his name is, because the manager knows how to keep them up.
Sure.
They're going to stay up. Sean. Just Sean. And then our bottom three relegation, going to be Swansea City, Brighton, and Huddersfield, in my opinion.
So, personally, mine's a
Slightly different.
Quite similar, but slightly different.
Yeah.
So I've gone for the same team at the top, Man United.
I hate to admit it. I hate to agree.
I've got a little bit more confidence in Chelsea than he does. I put him at second.
This is too much turmoil right now for me to...
And then I've gone for Arsenal third, Spurs fourth.
You're keeping City out of the top four.
I don't. Spurs never go above Arsenal aside from last year. I don't think they're going to do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I get that.
City in 5, Everton 6. I think my big shocker is Bournemouth in 7th.
You got them above Liverpool. We just said them flip-flopped.
Liverpool in 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Burnley in 9th.
I think that's your big shock. I'm sorry. I have them in 17th. You have them in 9th. That's the big shock to me.
I've got Burnley in 9th.
I don't see it.
Newcastle 10. Leicester 11. Leicester's the one that I'm doubting.
Yeah, I think I should have put them lower as well.
I'm thinking I should have dropped Leicester down to like 17.
I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking like 15, but yeah. Where I think I put them in 10th, and I'm kind of regretting that as well.
Following Leicester, I've got Southampton in 12. West Ham 13, Swansea 14, Palace 15, West Brom 16, Watford 17,
Barely making it to next season.
and then relegation, Huddersfield, Brighton, and Stoke.
Stoke. I can't believe you put Stoke all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. Wait and see.
That's the one. I think Burnley and Stoke are the two most surprising picks you made. Then.
Yeah.
Burnley that high and Stoke that low. They still have Shaqiri. and Peter Crouch.
They do still have Shaqiri and Peter Crouch.
I'm just saying. I think that's the surprising one to me. Those are the two. What are we doing there, Paul?
Huh?
Oh. Yeah, that's not enough light. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know. Here, I'm going to illuminate my face for the end of said podcast. Well, we've done all of our predictions for this weekend as well as for the season. And as I said before, if you can manage to outguess us week to week, we'll get you the shirt. And next Tuesday, we'll be back again for another podcast. Please stay tuned. We will let you know when we do specials. We're going to do specials for like Champions League. For the Champions League draw, we're going to do a special for the World Cup draw. We might do occasional specials for Chelsea versus Man U matches, where we go before and after the match and kind of.
I think we'll do quite a few specials.
Yeah, and then when we can get old Fritzy up here for Arsenal matches, or we go down there, we'll figure something out there. And I talked to a friend of mine, Greg, for Liverpool, just so you guys can hate on each other. You know, I think it'll be game. You guys can verbally spar. We're going to do a lot of fun things this whole season. Tune in every Tuesday. We'll let you know when we're going to go other days.
And it will be a lot more professional as we go along.
Yeah, you know, it was a long day. But it's also going to be fun and you know, casual.
It's a learning process.
Yeah,
so
we're getting there.
As we go along, you can help us learn. Just let us know.
And we'll see you next Tuesday. Enjoy the Premier League weekend. We know we will.
I am so looking forward to this.
Unbelievably so.
Oh.
Unbelievably so. It's going to be amazing.
Finally get this football back.
Oh, summer's finally over. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. You're going to turn off that one.